What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1996 movie, This is Winterbourne. So in this movie, Connie Doyle is 18, pregnant, and alone. She accidentally ends up on a train where she meets Hugh Winterbourne and his pregnant wife, Patricia. When the train wrecks and she wakes up in the hospital to find out that it's been assumed that she's Patricia Winterbourne. Hugh's mother takes her in and she falls in love with Hugh's brother Bill. And just when she thinks everything is going her way, her ex-boyfriend shows up to complicate the matters. So this movie is really good. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I had never seen this one before and everything, so I watched it for this review. And I gotta say, this one was a very enjoyable movie. The story is very engaging and it keeps you drawn in throughout because you want to know how she's gonna get out of this situation that she's got herself into throughout the whole movie, and it keeps you guessing throughout the whole movie, and it's really good. And everything, this movie also has a really good cast and everything. I think Ricky Lake is really great as Connie and everything, and Shirley MacLaine and Brendan Fraser are really good as Miss Winterbourne, and Brendan Fraser plays both Hugh and Bill Winterbourne and everything. He plays the one that dies at the beginning of the movie and the one that she falls in love with, and he's good in both roles and everything. He's not in here very much as Hugh. He was only in there at the very beginning of the movie, but he was still good in both roles and everything. And Shirley MacLaine as Grace Winterbourne is really good too. She's just a really lovable character, and Shirley MacLaine just has a great screen presence, and she's great in everything she's in. Everything in this movie's no exception. This one, she's absolutely great in this movie and everything. I think that everybody does a great job, and they work great with Ricky Lake. She has great chemistry with both Shirley MacLaine and Brendan Fraser. And I love how it keeps you guessing how the movie will end and everything. It goes actually in an unexpected way and everything. It could have gone one of two ways, and it went the way I didn't really expect. I kind of expected this movie to be more grounded in reality and have a more realistic ending and everything, because it's such a dark comedy, but it actually went the Hollywood way and had a Hollywood ending. And I don't really complain too much on that because I'm kind of glad that it went the way it did and everything, but I don't see how the character of Connie got away with what she did in this movie and everything, but I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did, because I was happy to see all the characters end up together and everything. There's a lot of good humor in this movie. It's dark humor, but it's funny and everything, and while this movie does take its time to make you feel the seriousness of the situation and everything, they also don't lighten up on the comedy and everything. I was cracking up at times in this movie. And the directing by Richard Benjamin is really good too. His directing is great and everything. I've seen a few other movies that he's directed, and I've liked some of his other films too, and this one was really good. Patrick Doyle's score is really good too, and it fits the tone of the movie really well and everything, so I think that's great. As far as negatives go, I'll say the ending is realistic and unrealistic. It doesn't make sense and everything, so I guess that is a little bit of a negative, but it's also not enough of a negative to hurt how I really feel about the movie and everything, because like I said, even though it wasn't a realistic ending, I'm glad that it kind of ended the way that it did. So, all in all, Mrs. Winterbourne is a really good dark comedy with lots of heart and humor, and it has a story that shouldn't work as well as it does, but I think it works pretty darn good, and it's a pretty good time. So I'm going to give this one a 8 out of 10. Mrs. Winterbourne is a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Brendan Fraser. He's not in this movie very much, but it's worth checking out just to say you've seen it if you're a fan of him and everything. But it's a pretty good movie. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Yeah.